everybody, how are you today? I hope all of you is good. Okay, for today our lesson is about narrative text. The learning objectives for this topic is the first, comparing social function, generic structure, and linguistic elements of narrative text by giving and asking for information related to simple folklore according to the context of their use. The second, capturing contextual meanings related to social function, generic structure, and linguistic elements of narrative, oral and written text related to simple folklore. So in this chapter, students learn to carry out several activities that are naturally related to folklore as they occur in their daily lives, including listening to people tell stories, reading on their own for entertainment, reading to others, discussing the content and moral message. So in this time, our activity, the first is I will explain you what is the definition of narrative text, what is the social function of narrative text, and then what is the generic structure of narrative text. And then I will share you one of a narrative text video, a simple narrative text, and you must watch it clearly because I will give you some exercise to provide your skill about to provide your knowledge about narrative text. Okay, I think just it our opening for this class. Let's start our class for today. Narrative text. Narrative text is an imaginative text or imaginative story to entertain people. The social function of narrative text is the first, to entertain or amuse the reader or listener, and the second is to tell the stories or put the events. And what is the generic structure of narrative text? The generic structure of narrative text, the first is orientation. Orientation, it is about the opening paragraph where the characters of the story. And the second is complication. The complication is where the problems in the story develop. The third is evaluation. What is the evaluation of the story? And the last is reorientation. Reorientation is what is the lesson from the story. So in here, I will explain you again about the language features or linguistic elements of narrative text. Description of characters and places using the first, adjective to describe nouns. The second, adverb to describe verbs. The third, similar to compare one thing with another using like or as. The fourth is time words. And the last is first verbs indicating actions in the story. Okay, I think that's all my explanation about narrative text, social function of narrative text, generic structure, and linguistic features of narrative text. So now I will give you one simple video, a simple video of narrative text, so you can watch it clearly, and after that I will give you an exercise to provide your knowledge about narrative text. Let's see the video.
Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom called Parayangan, there lived a beautiful princess named Dayang Sumbi, who loved weaving. One day, Dayang Sumbi was weaving on the terrace of the palace. For some reason that day, she felt a little dizzy and weak. The spun yarn kept falling, and Dayang Sumbi became too lazy to pick it up. As the spun yarn fell, Dayang Sumbi started to get annoyed. Then she said,
"Whoever picks up this yarn from me, I swear I will take him as my husband."
When Dayang Sumbi realized that the yarn had been picked up, she got confused as to who had done it.
Who picked up this yarn for me? There are no people here.
Dayang Sumbi was very surprised to find that the one who had picked up the yarn was Tumang, a royal dog who was famous for being loyal and powerful.
I'm the one who took it for you, Dayang Sumbi.
What? Are you Tumang? That means you will be my husband?
Dayang Sumbi could not revoke her oath, so she married Tumang. As a result of their marriage, Dayang Sumbi gave birth to a baby boy named Sangkuriang. Tumang told Dayang Sumbi not to tell Sangkuriang that Tumang was his father.
Dayang Sumbi, please don't tell our child that I'm his father.
Okay, Tumang. I will not tell him.
Sangkuriang grew to be a healthy, agile, and intelligent boy. Tumang always followed Sangkuriang wherever he went and taught him all the magic he knew.
Come on, Tumang, chase me! Ha 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 ha! Yes, Sangkuriang, I will chase you. Ha 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 ha.
Sangkuriang thought Tumang was just a pet. He did not know that Tumang was his father. One day, Dayang Sumbi asked Sangkuriang to go hunting to get food for a party in the palace.
Sangkuriang, my child, go hunt in the forest with Tumang. We need meat for the party.
Yes, mother, I will definitely bring back a lot of meat.
Sangkuriang went to the forest accompanied by Tumang. Unfortunately, when night fell, he still hadn't found any success. Annoyed, Sangkuriang killed Tumang and handed over his meat for the palace party. Dayang Sumbi did not know it was Tumang's meat. She thought it was meat from the hunt.
Mother, this is what I got from the hunt for the palace party later.
Wow! Thank you, my child.
After the party was over, Dayang Sumbi asked the whereabouts of Tumang, who hadn't been seen at the palace party.
My son, do you see Tumang? I've been looking everywhere, but he is nowhere to be seen.
Finally, Sangkuriang admitted what he had done.
Mother, I've killed him. And the meat I gave to you, it's his meat.
What? Why did you do that, Sangkuriang?
Dayang Sumbi couldn't hold back her anger. She hit Sangkuriang in his forehead, leaving a deep wound.
Forgive me, Mom. Forgive me. Please, please forgive me.
Because of what she had done to Sangkuriang, Dayang Sumbi was expelled from the palace by the king. No matter what he had done, Sangkuriang was the heir to the throne and the future king. No one could hit him. Dayang Sumbi left the palace. As time passed, Sangkuriang grew into a handsome, powerful, and respected young man. One day, he went hunting in the forest. He was pleasantly surprised when he came across a gorgeous girl.
Who is that girl? She's so beautiful.
Sangkuriang did not know that the woman was Dayang Sumbi, his mother. She also didn't recognize him. They fell in love with each other, and Sangkuriang didn't take long to propose to Dayang Sumbi. Dayang Sumbi accepted the proposal. She still did not know it was Sangkuriang, who had grown up.
All right. I'm willing to be your wife. You are a handsome young man.
However, before their wedding day, Dayang Sumbi noticed the scar on Sangkuriang's forehead that was precisely the same as her first child had had.
Oh my god! This young man is my son Sangkuriang. The scar on his forehead is still there. He is indeed my child.
Dayang Sumbi immediately looked for a reason to cancel her marriage to Sangkuriang.
Sangkuriang, you can marry me, as long as you can fulfill my request.
What is your request, oh beautiful girl?
Dayang Sumbi had thought long and hard to come up with a request that Sangkuriang could never fulfill.
I want you to turn the valley into a dam and make a boat to cross the water. It must be finished before dawn.
Dayang Sumbi's request was difficult, but Sangkuriang did not want to lose Dayang Sumbi.
Okay, I'll make all your requests come true.
Sangkuriang harnessed all his magic powers. He invited spirits and jinn to help him. These powers had been taught to him by Tumang, his father. They then worked overnight, blocking rivers and plugging springs with mud and soil.
Finally, I can finish this dam.
When everything had been dammed, Sangkuriang went to cut down a giant tree and began to make a huge boat.
Now, all we have to do is make a big boat to cross the water. I can do it.
Dayang Sumbi began to get nervous because Sangkuriang had almost finished the task, and dawn was still far off.
Oh no! I have to stop Sangkuriang before dawn.
Dayang Sumbi prayed earnestly to God that Sangkuriang would fail.
Oh God, how can I marry my own child? It is impossible. Please make the dawn come quick so that all the spirits leave and no one helps Sangkuriang to complete the boat.
A miracle occurred, and the sun rose early.
Is it morning already? I haven't finished yet.
Sangkuriang was very angry when he found out he had been cheated.
Who are you? Tell me the truth. You fooled me. How could you?
Dayang Sumbi cried at Sangkuriang's words.
How can I marry you, my son? Actually, I am Dayang Sumbi, your real mother.
Sangkuriang did not believe what he was hearing. He was angry.
Impossible! I don't believe you! Impossible! No!
I am your mother, Sangkuriang, your real mother.
Then Sangkuriang kicked the boat, which flew far away. The boat came to rest upside down and turned into a mountain, which is now known as Tangkuban Perahu Mountain.
Okay, after you see the video, let's do this exercise to provide our knowledge about narrative text. Okay everybody, I think that's all our material for today. If you have a question, you can ask me, and you can search for more information by Google, YouTube, or textbook. And then you can exercise your skill by writing or listening a narrative text on Google, on textbook, or on YouTube. I think that's all. See you.